going to be the Sportsman feature event. The DIRTcar Sportsman Series feature, part of the Capital District Racing Association, CDRA mini-series. 35 laps in distance, 30 cars to take the green.
In an impressive field, we had 53 sign in tonight in hopes of making the show, but 30 are going to get a chance to go to victory lane in a championship belt on the line. That is the coolest trophy, if you call it a trophy.
I didn't know if you did get a chance to see that on your way up.
Yes.
I just thought about that. They are better than ever.
Absolutely.
It's one of the sharpest trophies a driver can take home. As they make their way up onto the raceway, do want to pass along the order of features. Going to kick it off with the 35-lap Sportsman feature. Following it will be our 50-lap feature for the 358 Modifieds. Then a 20-lap feature for the Street Stocks. We got our final session of Big Block Hot Laps. And the 4-cylinder feature is going to be our finale on the evening. So that's going to the way it's going to run down. That's what we've got coming at us. As the field now making its way up onto the raceway. Again, 30 cars strong, 35 laps the distance. Starting up on the inside front row, going to be the 89 of Dylan Madsen. Outside of him, the 711X of Connor Crane. Then it's our limited sportsman champion, the 33M of Bodie Marks on the inside of row number 2. Outside of him, the 33, that's Richard Murtaugh. Craig Hooley, what a story it's been here in recent weeks for the driver out of Bolton Landing. Got his first career sportsman win last Friday night after a 4-week layoff after breaking his back in a wild crash over in turn number 3, an end-over-end barrel roll that put him in the hospital. He made a return to racing last Friday night, led wire to wire in that feature event to get his first career sportsman win. Hooley will fire away from inside row 3 in the 98 car. Outside of Hooley will be the 18E of Gavin Eisele. Then back in row 4, Emmett Waldron in the number 4 car goes inside. On the outside, the winner of this event 1 year ago, Chris Crane Jr. in the 711C. 5 rows deep, it'll be Nick Brundage with the 916. And outside of Brundage, out of Kingston, Ontario, it's going to be Shane Pecor with the 0 car. 6 rows deep, it'll be the 12P of Connor Prokop. On the inside, Mark Mortensen out of Scotia with the 1M flanks him in that 6th row. Then we got Tavian Blowers in the 43. He's in the midst of that CDRA point battle. He's on the inside of row 7. Outside of him, Nigel Pendakowski in the 78 junior. Dylan Grogg in the 34 and Cody Oakes in the 02. That's row 8. Row 9, Michael Ballestero with the 27 and Dan Grignon with the 42D. Row number 10, we have got Zach Buff with the 01 and our champion, Tim Hartman Jr. He leads those CDRA points coming in as well. Hartman in the 22. He'll fire from 20th position. Tristan Ladouceur in the 92T and Taylor Wasson in the 07, the 2 winners of the Last Chance Showdowns, go side by side back there in row number 11. Row 12, Jessica Power in the 52. Dave Baranowski Jr. in the 112. John Miller in the 12. The 26 of Derek McGrew Jr. Start side by side in row 13. Savannah LaFleur with the 16X. Trevor Houghton in the number 10. They're row 14. Row 15, your final row. Tyler Stevenson, the Fox 28. He's out of Watertown. And Ryan Barrett in the 44 from Gorham. That is your 30-car starting grid. 35 laps, 10 more than we usually do here on a Friday night. It's the distance a modified feature goes here on a regular Friday night, but tonight, far from regular. As a matter of fact, tonight is massive. This is Massive Malta Weekend. Feature number 1. They will go for an MMW belt. The ideal trophy down there. We're going to line them up. They're going to salute you as they make their way around next time. The field starting to go to 4 wide formation down here. even rows of 4 as they come together down the back straightaway. Dave Farney, double checkers in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, down in turn number 4. As they come to you, let them hear it. Show them a wave as they make their way by you. This is the DIRTcar Sportsman. Ready to go. 35 laps for you tonight. The 4-wide salute. The Sportsmen make their way down here to turn number 1. They'll make their way back into even rows of 2 as they exit turn 2. And we're ready to go for our first feature event here tonight on the Malta Massive Weekend. Dave Farney going to show the field the white flag when they make their way down here in front. The Mangino GMC Buick pace truck makes its way down here, pacing the field. Mangino paces the field here each and every week at Albany Saratoga Speedway. 2 stores to serve you locally here in Ballston Spas, the GMC Buick dealership, just south of the city of Ballston Spa, just north of the city of Amsterdam. That's where you'll find the Chevrolet dealership on Route 30. But we thank them for their support year in, year out. The pace truck is off the raceway, ready to go green. Dylan Madsen and Connor Crane going to bring this field to life as they make their way down here off of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway. Down to turn number 1 they go. Working up off the corner, down the back straightaway, it's going to be Madsen. Working down into turn number 3. Richard Murtaugh now trying to make it a race up there with Connor Crane. Crane up in the Crane lane off of turn number 4. He'll bring it down here to turn number 1, using that outside lane, trying to get to the front. Madsen going to show the way down here to turn number 3. Yellow light's going to come on. Got cars up over the bank in turn number 2. Michael Ballestero with the 27, the Stone's Pharmacy sponsored entry, and the C&D stump and tree removal. 02 of Cody Oaks. The 2 cars up over the bank over there in turn number 2. Ballestero, a longtime competitor here at the Great Race Place, shows up second in the all-time win list. "36 career wins here at the Speedway, a former track champion, a veteran campaigner. Looks like he and Oaks are hooked together back there. They're going to try and separate the 2. Told you earlier, bonuses in each of our feature events tonight being put up by Bruce and Gene Jehoda from Tri-State Fans Racing and Classifieds, putting up a $50 bonus to the finishers in position 7th and 12th for all 4 features tonight, and they'll do it again in all 3 features tomorrow.
Should also make a mention, too, Dan, it's, of course, a part of the DIRTcar Sportsman series. 35 green flag laps. No caution laps will be counted. And same goes for the 358 feature later on as well.
And I know I've been mentioning the Capital District Racing Association, the CDRA. Tim Hartman Jr., the point leader coming into tonight's event. Taylor Wasson, second. Tavian Blowers is third. Nick Brundage is fourth. Zach Buff rounds out your top 5. They got a 3-way tie between Alex Palmer-Sawyer, Derek McGrew, and Michael Wagner Fitzgerald. That will be solved tonight. But the CDRA 6-race series presented by JAM Performance and Consulting, Elmo Speed Supply. Of course, the founder and the presenter of the CDRA, Rob Hazer, As most know him, Hazer, I know you can't be with us tonight, but I know you are in spirit. We miss you, buddy. Hope to see you back at the track real soon. Right now, yellow lights are out. We're ready to go back to green as they make their way down here into turn number 3. Dylan Madsen and Connor Crane. Richard Murtaugh right there with him. We're back to green down here to turn number 1. Up through the corner they go and down the back straightaway, showing the way. It's going to be the 89 of Dylan Madsen in control. Madsen working his way down here through turn 3 and 4. Off the corner. Coming down to put lap number 2 on the board. They work their way down the back straightaway. Dylan Madsen in control. Got a couple of car lengths between himself and the 7-Eleven of Connor Crane. Murtaugh rides in third. Another 33 car right there behind him. That is Bodie Marks. Marks back there in 4th spot as they make their way down the back straightaway. Coming down here through turn 3 and 4, rounding out your top 5 here in the early going. That is the 18 of Gavin Eisele. Eisele in the 18E rounding out your top 5. And then it's the winner from last year's event, the 7-11C of Chris Crane Jr. 1 spot out of a top 5 run. 5 laps on the board, and your leader working down the back straightaway is Dylan Madsen.
Dylan Madsen in control of the field right now as they work it up into turn number 3 and 4. Back down to the line. Connor Crane still there for second. Richard Murtaugh. He's been the hot hand here in the DIRTcar Sportsman Series as of late. 2 wins in the last 3 outings, and right now he's trying to run down the top 2 drivers. He's working that outside lane as we watch the battle here between Craig Woolley and Nick Brundage as they go at it for a top 10 position. Brundage down low, Woolley right there, and looking back through this field, some of the top drivers in the points, Tristan Lattiser, Jessica Power, they're all knotted up in a battle here. Tim Hartman Jr., 5 wins here at Albany, Saratoga, the all-time feature winner. Trying to fight through the field as they work it into turn number 3 and 4. Hartman running at 17th. Tristan Lattiser 18th right now as they work down into turn number 1 and 2. You see Zach Buff right there in front of them. Zach Buff, the Glen Ridge track champion. Mark Mortensen just in front of those drivers as well as they go into turn number 3 and 4. Working at lap number 10 this time by, I'll tell you what, Dylan Madsen is looking exceptionally strong here tonight as he works it into turn number 3 and 4. He's got Connor Crane and Richard Murtaugh giving chase. Car off the pace down here on the front straightaway. It's Cody Oakes in the 0-2. 10 laps are complete, but Dylan Madsen still in control.
Madsen did pick up 1 feature event here in 2025. It came on the 4th of July. He went to Victory Lane. He's looking to make a holiday win out of it here tonight. Doesn't need to be a holiday on the schedule for Dylan Madsen to celebrate. If he can put that into Victory Lane this evening, he'll put a feather in his cap. Madsen, your leader. Now that battle for second heats up. Richard Murtaugh using the outside to work his way around the 7-Eleven of Connor Crane. Crane down to the inside, Murtaugh on the outside. That's the battle for second as they come off at turn number 2. They work their way down the back straightaway, and Crane trying to pull back even, but Murtaugh's got a full head of steam off the outside. Murtaugh, when they cross the line, will be your new second place man. Connor Crane coming right back at him. They got a good seesaw battle going at it. Back there for that runner-up position. They work their way down here off of turn number 4, trying to reel in the 89 of Dylan Madsen, but boy, Madsen is strong. But the great equalizer, as Mike Warren would say, lies dead ahead. That is lap traffic. Traffic just ahead of your leaders as they make their way here off of turn number 4, less than a half a straightaway. Separate them from the tail of the field. Here's Murtaugh ringing the outside. Off the corner, 15 laps on the board, and Madsen continues to pace the field.
And Dylan Madsen starting to close in on Trevor Houghton in the number 10 as they flash by the front straightaway. Madsen down on that inside lane, but Richard Murtaugh has got that 33 rolling on the outside portion of the speedway as they hit the back straightaway. Connor Crane right there to his hip pocket down on the inside lane, but Murtaugh's going to roll the top side as they work in lap number 17. We're closing in on the halfway point of this one. Dylan Madsen throws the elbow at Houghton, trying to get him up out of the way, although he rolls up in front of Richard Murtaugh. That didn't phase Murtaugh one bit. They're going to pull even terms into turn number 3 and 4. Battle for the race lead here at Malta as they work it off of turn number 3 and 4. Madsen has the lead by inches at the line. Murtaugh right there with him. Watch for Connor Crane in the 7-11. He's quick as well. Madsen a little better up off the turn on the bottom. He'll clear the 33 of Murtaugh as they work on Savannah LaFleur, trying to put her a lap down, but Madsen right in the middle of the racetrack, and Murtaugh is going to have to squeeze up in front of him as they go into turn number 1 and 2, but Murtaugh crosses back to the bottom side of the racetrack. Good battle for the number 1 position. Oh, they're leaning on each other now as they come down the back straightaway. Opens up the door for Connor Crane to sneak down to that inside lane, putting lap number 20 up on the leaderboard. 15 laps left to go, and it's as far from over with Dylan Madsen trying to fight off lap traffic, but he's also trying to fight off Richard Murtaugh and Connor Crane as they go to turn number 3.
Crane coming right back to Murtaugh now to battle for the second spot. Now Madsen concentrating on traffic. He's got him racing side by side up here in front of him as they work their way down here into turn number 1. Here goes Murtaugh back upstairs. Murtaugh trying to break free up on the high side, trying to go to work on Madsen. Working up here through the corner. Madsen stuck right down on the inside rail that time through 3 and 4. He'll widen his line down the front straightaway. Here comes Richard Murtaugh off the high side of turn number 2. Murtaugh pulling up to the outside. Dan Grignon going down a lap down to the inside. And as that happens, Murtaugh going to be your new leader with 22 complete. So Richard Murtaugh taking the top spot away from Dylan Madsen. Here with 22 laps complete. They continue to work on. Now Connor Crane working down to the inside of Madsen as they come down here off of turn number 4. Murtaugh now working traffic up here off the high side. Going to come up on Tyler Stevenson's Fox 28 car. Your new second place man is the 7-11 of Connor Crane, dealing Dylan Madsen back to third as we're going to be 10 laps away from checkers. 25 laps on the board now, 25 in, and only 10 remain in our Sportsman feature event.
Bringing it down the back stretch. Watching the battle here with Emmett Waldron in the number 4. 18 of Gavin Eisele into the mix as well, as they hustle down the front straightaway, working in lap number 27. Richard Murtaugh continuing to show the way, but Connor Crane is not going to let him get away as they hit the back stretch to turn number 3 and 4 one more time and back down to the line. Murtaugh looking for his 3rd series win of the season, but Connor Crane is giving chase. Dylan Madsen not far out of this one either as they work by the 28 of Tyler Stevenson down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Crane and Madsen right there in Murtaugh's tire tracks. Every one of them rolling around the top side of the speedway to perfection as they work at lap number 28. Murtaugh again. Little side step around the outside of Ryan Baird. We got caution on the racetrack. Yellow lights are on. Got a car into the wall here in turn number 4. It's Savannah LaFleur in the 16. Jordan, New York native. So this will kind of settle things down just a little bit. Going to give the leaders clear racetrack from here on out for the win. Richard Murtaugh enjoying one of the best seasons of his career. DIRTcar Sportsman action. 11 feature wins this year. 10 of those coming on the DIRTcar circuit. Thunder Mountain, 4 of them at Land of Legends, 4 at Can-Am. Also got series win at Mohawk. Trying for his first Albany Saratoga victory here tonight. But as he's finding out, it's definitely not going to be easy, is it, Dan? They call this the Great Race Place for a reason. and it's living up to its name.
Well, Murtaugh has adapted to it.
He certainly has.
We'll say that. As we mentioned earlier, Dylan Madsen had one feature event victory here in 2025. It came on the 4th of July. He picked up the win. Connor Crane, he was a feature event winner as well. He went to victory lane twice. Connor did.
Just an impressive list of winners he had here all season long. Obviously, with Tim Hartman Jr. doing what he did. Elliot Lucier, Taylor Watson, Derek McGrew Jr., Nick Brundage. Dylan Madsen has a win here this year. We'll see how it all unfolds here with 7 laps left to go. Richard Murtaugh trying to find the way to victory lane. Connor Crane, Dylan Madsen trying to deny him as they go back to green. And Murtaugh again working that outside lane, but Connor Crane has found something on that inside lane as they work the back straightaway. Crane pulls even terms with him, and we are going back under yellow.
Well, I saw a dust up down here in front, and Dave Farney throwing the yellow flag here is doing a little repositioning down there at the same time.
Well, there's the DIRTcar Sportsman Series points coming into tonight, as we had talked about. Look how close that is.
Well, Emmett Waldron has quietly stuck around the top 5 here right now, out of it by 1, restarting from position number 6 as we go back to green.
Back to green, and again, Richard Murtaugh not going to let Connor Crane get close to him here. He rolls that outside lane, gets to the lead. Emmett Waldron is now up into the 3 spot and looking for more. Trying to find the way by Crane as they go up into turn number 3 and 4 and back down to the line. 6 laps left to go. As Murtaugh rolls the top side, yellow lights are back on. We got a couple of cars in trouble down here in corner number 4. Jessica Power with a flat left front tire, and Derek McGrew Jr. with problems here on the front straightaway.
McGrew in the Next Generation Services, Next Generation Roofing, Next Generation Paving, and Next Generation Siding, all sponsors on that 26 car. Going to make his way back into the pit area, as you just mentioned a little while ago. D. McGrew, too, was a feature event winner here this year as well. Those at home going to get a little view. Oh, yeah, there was some bouncing around going back there, watching the DTDtv instant replay.
Oh, my. All sorts of bouncing around. Cars got all knotted up together. Jessica Power looked like she had a flat left front, tried to get up out of the way of the field. But
I think that might have been a culprit of catching the inside barrier, and it kicked her up into traffic.
I have to agree with you there for sure.
But I just mentioned that Emmett Waldron was hanging around the top 5, and he had a real good restart. Going to restart from 3rd this time.
He was being very quiet all race long. Now all of a sudden he heard the pay window open. Now he's getting loud.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Got to send a big shout out down there to the 33, the second 33 in line. That is young Bodie Marks. He ran the whole season in the limited sportsman division. Picked up a few wins. And by consistency, along with those few wins, was the track champion in his first year here as a full season regular in limited sportsman competition. Kid's got quite a future ahead of him. He's got a few championships under his belt around this year. Got the championship up at the Ridge, Glen Ridge Motorsports Park on Sunday nights.
Very impressive year, no doubt.
Right now, he's sitting around some pretty heavy hitters. Right behind him, the driver we were talking about, the comeback story of the year, the 98 of Craig Hooley. Well, looks like Murtaugh is going to take the top side there, Timmy.
It looks like he is. White flag will be displayed this time by. And Connor Crane will go from that bottom side of the racetrack.
By him taking the top side, it's kind of twofold. Now, obviously, that's working for him, but he might have read the book that, as I said earlier, that's commonly known around here as the Crane lane. Because both Connor and Chris Jr., when they get free up there in open air, they can make some magic happen.
And Richard Murtaugh is right there in that lane that they want. So Connor, if he wants to get this lead and get that top side, he's going to have to try to clear Murtaugh down into one as we're back to green. Murtaugh is going to keep that outside lane. Connor is going to go back down to the bottom as they work it down the back straightaway, side by side for the lead. Connor Crane to the bottom, trying to roll up. Oh, he throws a slider at Murtaugh, but Murtaugh crosses him back over. We got 5 to go, Dan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we call it the Great Race Place as they make their way off of turn number 2. Here comes Connor Crane now down to the inside of Murtaugh, and Murtaugh going to change lanes on him. Murtaugh will throw the slider in turn 4. They touch off the corner, and Connor Crane is now your leader. Connor Crane is going to the front up off of turn number 2. Richard Murtaugh back to second. Here comes Chris Crane now. Chris Crane Jr., he won this event a year ago. The slider by Murtaugh, and he slides high, and Crane drives by. They go down to turn number 1. They'll cue it up again. Same song, different verse, off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Connor Crane and Richard Murtaugh. Now here comes Chris Crane Jr., 2 to go at the line. They make their way down to turn number 1. Connor Crane up on the front of this one. Richard Murtaugh. Emmett Waldron slides up, and Chris Crane Jr. up off the bank in turn number 2. He recovers. The white flag flies for his little brother Connor. And Connor Crane one final time around the Great Race Place. Here's Connor Crane down off of turn number 2, showing the way to turn number 3. He'll come to Dave Farney's double checkers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sportsman win goes to Connor Crane. Connor Crane will get the win. Richard Murtaugh comes home second. Emmett Waldron comes home in third spot. Fourth spot looks like goes to Gavin Eisele. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be Chris Crane Jr. Dylan Madsen comes home in the 6th spot. The 78 junior of 𝗔𝗹𝗥𝗔 will finish 7th. Bodie Marks comes across the line 8th. Shane Pecor finishes 9th. And Tim Hartman Jr. rounds out your top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call it the Great Race Place, as what a slobber knocker that was. In the last 5 laps, Richard Murtaugh and Connor Crane, the gloves were off. Connor Crane will wear the belt to match the one his big brother Chris took home last season. By DIRTcar rules, they'll head for the scale area first. Once they clear the scales, they'll be back out here onto the front straightaway. Mia Meehan making her way down onto the front straightaway. She holds one of those MMW belts that will be hoisted by young Connor Crane. That's Connor's 3rd win of the season.
And it's a big one, too, Dan. His first career DIRTcar Sportsman Series win. He joins Kevin Chaffee, Emmett Waldron, and Jason Parkhurst Jr. as first-time series winners this year.
Matt, can you get me back to 7 and 11? Yeah, for the bonuses. Or was it 7 and 12? 7 was.
12th was Woolley. Thank you, sir.
So winner making his way up. We told you 7th and 12th place going to get $50 from Bruce and Jean Jahona from Tri-State Fans Racing and Classifieds. Your 7th place finisher was Nigel Pedikowski. And your 12th place finisher, well, the season just keeps getting better. Even with the 12th place finish, Craig Hooley will pick up the extra $50. Down in front, Connor Crane has parked the Crane's Outdoor Power Equipment 7-Eleven car. Last year, it was Big Brother Chris that hoisted the belt. Now Connor's going to have a belt to match in the trophy case. Unbuckling down here, another one of those young drivers making his way out here and showing the talent. Safety equipment coming off. Richard Murtaugh has parked the 33 down here. We'll wait for Emmett Waldron to make his way out, but ready to make his way out of the car. After a whale of a run, picking up the win here tonight in our DIRTcar Sportsman feature, it's Connor Crane. Connor Crane will hit the ground. Mia Meehan's down there with the championship belt. And she'll get a few words with our winner. We'll send it down trackside to Mia.
I am down here with Sportsman feature event winner Connor Crane. I can tell you're excited. You have got to tell me about that race, those last couple of laps. You and Murtaugh were sliding back and forth for that top position.
Man, I just got to thank Richard for running me clean. That was awesome. I can't believe I'm here after last year when my brother passed me with like 10 to go, and I can't believe I did it.
I was going to say, if memory serves me correctly, you and your brother had great runs last year for Malta Massive.
Yeah, this track is awesome. This is the best place to be in the Northeast. I just got to thank everyone. Happy birthday, Deegan. Mason, Lucas, Mom, Dad, Christopher. Let's see, all my sponsors. Crane's Outdoor Power Equipment, Hills, Proper Connections. Let's see, Domestic Dog Training, CNC Plumbing. I'm forgetting some. Laurelbrook Natural Resources, All-Star Storage. Trying to think. Lindo Fuels, and Johnny, Emma, everybody who helps this thing go around the track, man.
Is there anything else you want to add tonight?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Sportsman feature event winner Connor Crane. I'm going to head on over to Richard Murtaugh, taking our second position. Tell me about those last couple of laps with Connor.
I knew he was better on the bottom, and I went into turn one, ripped the top, and I looked over and seen him, and my third time ever here, so I didn't really know what to do, and I was just kind of ripping the top there, and then once he got under me, I didn't think he'd slide me, and then he slid me, and I was like, oh, what do I do now? So just started throwing bombs on him, trying to make something work, and almost worked the one time, just missed it just a little bit.
Richard, who do you have to thank tonight?
My whole crew, Mom, Dad, Sean, Brayson, Brianna, 180 Flood Drive Properties, Dig Race Products, Premier Racing Setups, everyone that makes this deal happen.
Congratulations to you. Second place, Richard Murtaugh. We're going to head on over to third, Waldron. Tell me a little bit about that race. I saw you were creeping up there in that top three position.
Yeah, I was really good there. I definitely didn't make any friends, apparently. I was just trying to race hard, you know. We're all fighting for the top, and you got to use the slider lane. There's a left pedal on the left side. If I'm not clear, then you might want to hit the brake or something, you know. But no, this car is really good. We just need to start up towards the front a little bit more. We finally made a redraw in these series races. We've been starting 11th and 12th. It's just so hard to get to the front with these crate cars, and Richard's been really good all year.
Who do you have to thank tonight?
Pit Stop Senior Stores, Wayne Wilson, Fitty, Mohawk Northeast, Ale Hank, everybody at HBR gave me a hell of a race car tonight, and my crew guys, and I got to say hello to my girlfriend and my family back at home.
Congratulations to you. Let's hear it for our top three in Sportsman DIRTcar Victory Lane.
Thank you, Mia, and congratulations to Connor Crane. Congratulations to Richard Murtaugh and Emmett Waldron, as well as what a race. And that is just our first feature on the Malta Massive weekend. And all three drivers down there talked about the competition, and Connor Crane holding that belt that thought he was going to hold a year ago. As he said, Big Brother took it away from him.